Dr. M. P. Jayaraman is an assistant professor in mathematics in L.N. Government College, Poneri. He has specialized on geometric function theory. With 14 years of teaching experience, he has handled topics on probability and queuing theory, discrete mathematics, random process, and engineering mathematics. Being a recognized supervisor for guiding PhD and MS students of Anna University, he is the reviewer of the journal Computer Mathematics and Applications. He has also written books on discrete mathematics and has also published papers in 28 international publications, in 4 national publications, and has presented papers in 2 international and in 2 national conferences.
Welcome you all for UGC lecture series in mathematical sciences. In this session, we are going to discuss about traveling salesman problem in detail. First, let me explain what is a traveling salesman problem. Then we will discuss about the mathematical formulation of traveling salesman problem. Finally, we are going to solve a traveling salesman problem with the help of Hungarian method. First, let me explain what is a traveling salesman problem. A salesman has to visit n cities. There are n cities. The salesman has to visit this n cities exactly once. He has to visit all the n cities exactly once, and where he starts, again he come back to the same city. Suppose we have n cities 0, 1, 2, etc. n. Suppose he starts from a particular city 2, then he has to visit all this city exactly once, again he come back to the same city. So, a traveling salesman problem is a salesman has to visit n cities, each and every city exactly once, again he come back to the same place in such a way that the total transportation cost is minimum. Such a problem is called traveling salesman problem. So, a traveling salesman problem is a salesman has to visit all the n cities exactly once, and again he come back to the same place where he starts in such a way that the total transportation cost is minimum or total transportation hours is minimum. Such a problem is called traveling salesman problem. In this traveling salesman problem, we treat the city as node and the distance between 2 cities as arc. The distance between 2 cities as arc or edges, then the traveling salesman problem can be considered as a network problem. By converting city in terms of nodes and distance in terms of arc, the given traveling salesman problem can be converted into network problem. Now, we are in a position to solve this network problem by using certain techniques. So, in the traveling salesman problem, there are we have to assume 2 assumptions. The first assumption is a salesman has to visit each and every city exactly once. If there are n cities, he has to visit all the cities, but exactly once. That is the first condition. And the second condition is a salesman starts from one city and come back to the same city. So, in the traveling salesman problem, if he starts from one particular city, again he come back to the same city. Therefore, here the tour should be a closed tour. Closed tour in the sense the starting and the ending point are same. So, these are the 2 assumptions made in the traveling salesman problem. Now, with this assumption, now we can formulate a model for a transportation problem. For that, first we assume the variable xij is xij takes the value either 1 or 0. So, xij is takes the value either 1 or 0. It takes 1 if j city is reached from ith city, 0 otherwise. Then the notation dij is nothing but the distance from city I to city j. So, dij is the distance from city I to j. So, if there is an arc between I to j and there is an associated a real number for this arc 3, we call here as a distance, then distance from I to j is 3. So, dij value is 3 if we have an arc from I to j whose arc weight is 3. Now, dij takes the value infinity if I equal to j. When I equal to j in the travelling salesman problem, dij value will be infinity, because in travelling salesman problem we have a restriction that if we start from city I, again we have to go for some other cities, directly we cannot reach the same city I. Therefore, when I equal to j, dij value will be infinity. So, in travelling salesman problem, xij takes the value either 1 or 0, and dij is the distance from the city I to j. With this notation, now we will discuss about mathematical formulation of a travelling salesman problem. Now, in travelling salesman problem is, our aim is to minimize the transportation cost. Therefore, our objective is minimize z. Minimize z equal to double summation dij xij. So, the mathematical formulation consisting an objective function minimize z equal to double summation dij xj. Here we should note that dij equal to infinity if I equal to j. Subject to the constraint summation j equal to 1 to n xij equal to 1, I varies from 1 to n, and summation I equal to 1 to n xij equal to 1, j varies from 1 to n. Then xij takes the value either 0 or 1. So, this is our first constraint, summation xij, j varies is 1, and summation xij, I varies over 1 to n equal to 1, we will take this as second constraint. Then xij takes either 0 or 1, we will take the third constraint, and our fourth constraint should be the tour should be a closed tour. In travelling salesman problem, the salesman, after visiting all the n city exactly once, again he come back to the same city, therefore, the tour should be closed tour. So, the mathematical formulation of a travelling salesman problem is minimize z equal to double summation, first summation vary over I, second summation vary over j, dij xj, subject to the constraint summation xij, j varies equal to 1, I is from 1 to n, and summation over I xij equal to 1, j equal to 1 to n, then xij takes either 0 or 1, then the tour should be closed tour. So, these objective functions together with these four constraints forms a mathematical formulation for a travelling salesman problem. In this mathematical formulation, if we ignore the fourth conditions, that means if we consider only the first three constraints, then which gives the solution to the assignment problem. So, the first three constraints together with the objective gives solution to the assignment problem. If we include the fourth constraints, then it will give the solution to the travelling salesman problem. So, all these four conditions put together gives the solution to the travelling salesman problem. Now, once we have a formulation, now we can able to solve a given travelling salesman problem. To solve travelling salesman problem, we can make use of the Hungarian method in which we are going to solve an assignment problem. So, using Hungarian method, we can solve an assignment problem by making use of the same technique. Now, we can solve a travelling salesman problem. Solve the following travelling salesman problem so as to minimize the cost per cycle. So, A, B, C, D, E. The problem have 5 cities A, B, C, D, E, and the transportation cost between each and every city is given. A to B, the transportation cost is 3, then A to C 6, then A to D 2, then A to E 3. So, these are the transportation cost, and we have 5 cities. Each cities are connected by an edge. Now, since A to A there is no direct arc is there, therefore, in the place we have no cost. Similarly, B to B, all the diagonal entries does not have any value, we take this value as infinity. Now, by making use of Hungarian method, we solve this travelling salesman problem. In the Hungarian method, the first step is we consider the given cos cycle as a effective matrix. So, the value will be taken considered as a matrix. Here the diagonal entries are infinity. The diagonal entries A to A, B to B, C to C, D to D and E to E takes the value infinity, because Dij equal to infinity if I equal to j. Dij takes the value infinity if I equal to j. Therefore, all the diagonal entries are takes the value of infinity. Now, the first step in solving this travelling salesman problem is we have to choose the minimum value from each and every row and subtract that minimum from each and every row. That is the first step. So, if we consider the first row, in the first row the minimum is 2. Therefore, we have to subtract this 2 from each and every element in the first row, which gives us the first entry is infinity, second entry 3 minus 2 which gives us 1, for third one it is 6 minus 2 4, fourth one 2 minus 2 0, and for the final one 3 minus 2 1. So, in the first row I will choose the minimum which is 2 and I will subtract that minimum from each and every entry of the first row. I will get this row. Do the same thing for the second row. In the second row the minimum will be 2. So, subtract the 2 from each and every entries. So, we have 3 minus 2 1, then we have infinity, then 5 minus 2 3, then 2 minus 2 0, then 3 minus 2 1. Do the same thing for the third row. For the third row the minimum entry will be 4. So, subtract this 4 from each and every entry, which gives us 6 minus 4 2, then 5 minus 4 1, infinity, 6 minus 4 2, 4 minus 4 0. Then do the same thing for the fourth row. The fourth row the least element is 2. By subtracting 2 from each and every entries, we will get 0 0 4 infinity 4, and for the final row the minimum will be 3. So, subtract 3 from each and every entry, we will get 0 0 1 3 infinity. So, in the first step of solving travelling salesman problem, we have to choose minimum from each and every row and subtract that minimum from each and every corresponding element of that row, which gives us this matrix. By subtracting minimum from each and every row, we are getting this matrix. The next step in this Hungarian method is, from each and every column we have to choose the minimum and subtract that minimum from each and every entry of that corresponding column. Now, if we consider the first column, in the first column the minimum element is 0, subtract that 0 from each and every entry. Therefore, we will get the same value infinity 1 2 0 0. Now, do the same thing for the second column. In the second column the least value is 0. By subtracting 0 from each and every entry of that column, again we will get the same column, which is 1 infinity 1 0 0. Now, if we consider the third column minimum element is 1, subtract that 1 from each and every entry of that column. So, we will get 4 minus 1 3, 3 minus 1 2, next is infinity 4 minus 1 3, 1 minus 1 0. Now, do the same thing for the fourth column. For the fourth column least value is 0. By subtracting 0 from each and every entry, we will get the same column 0 0 2 infinity 3. Now, in the fifth column the least value is 0. By subtracting 0 from each and every entry, we are getting the same value. So, in the second step, by choosing minimum element from each and every column and subtracting that minimum element in the corresponding column, we will get this effective matrix. Now, after doing the first two steps, we come to an idea that now in our effective matrix, each and every row and each and every column should have at least 1 0. Now, if we consider the first row, it has 0, second row we have 0, third row we have 0, fourth row we have 2 0, in 2 places we have 0, in fifth row in 3 places we have a 0. Now, if take the first column, we have 2 zeros, and the second column we have 2 zeros, third column zeros, and fourth column we have 0 in 2 places, and fifth column we have zeros. So, after doing the first 2 steps in our effective matrix, each and every column and each and every row should have at least 1 zeros. After doing these things, now in order to solve a problem, now we have to assign a 0. So, for that we should look in each and every row. In the first row we have only 1 0 is in the first row, therefore, we have to assign that 0. Once we make an assignment to this 0, in the corresponding row, in the corresponding column any 0 is there, we should strike it out, therefore, I will strike this 0. Now, come to the next row, no 0 is there, therefore, we cannot make an assignment. Then come to the third row we have only 1 0, therefore, I will assign 0 this 0. Once I made an assignment to this 0, in the corresponding row or corresponding column any 0 is there, we should strike it out, but we have no 0, therefore, we will come to the fourth row. In fourth row we have 2 0 is there, therefore, time being I cannot make any assignment for this row. Now, I will come to the fifth row. Fifth row, in 3 places zeros are there, therefore, I cannot make any assignment for this row. Next, I will come to column. Come to the first column, in first column 2 0 is there, therefore, I cannot make an assignment. In second column 2 0 is there, I cannot make an assignment. In third column I have only 1 0, therefore, in third column I can make this assignment. So, I will assign this 0. Once I will assign this 0, in the corresponding row if any 0 is there, we have to strike it out. We should not assign any 0 in this row, therefore, I will strike this 0 and this 0. Now, come to fourth column, already an assignment is the fifth column assignment is there. Now, if in the fourth row I can either choose this 0 or this 0, arbitrarily we can choose any 0. Now, I will choose this 0, therefore, I will strike out this 0 in the corresponding row. Now, the number of assignment made to 0 is here 1 assignment, here second assignment, here third assignment, 4 assignment. So, the number of assignment made to the 0 cell is 4. The number of assignment made to the 0 cell is 4. If our number of assignment equal to number of rows, if number of assignment equal to number of rows or number of columns, then the optimal solution is obtained. Here number of assignment equal to 4 and the number of rows equal to 5. Since 4 not equal to 5, number of assignment not equal to number of rows, therefore, optimal solution is not obtained. Therefore, we have to improve the optimal solutions. Here, since the number of assignment equal to 4 and the number of rows equal to 5, we are unable to obtain the optimal solution. Now, in order to obtain the optimal solution, we have to improve this solution. In order to improve these solutions, we have to cover all zeros in such a way that the line drawn on 0 should be minimum. Now, in order to improve the optimal solution, we have to cover all 0 by drawing lines in such a way that the number of lines should be minimum. As far as this problem concerned, we can draw this line by trial and error method, in which we should cover all zeros in a minimum number of lines. For that, the fifth row has 3 zeros, therefore, I can draw line through the last fifth row. Next, if you observe, the fourth row has 2 zeros, therefore, I can draw line through fourth row. Next, if you observe, the fourth column has 2 zeros, therefore, I should draw a line to the fourth row. Next, this 0 is left out. To cover this 0, either I can draw a line through via fifth column, line via through third row. So, either way we can draw it. I can draw through fifth column. Now, by trial and error method, I will draw the minimum number of lines to cover all the 0. So, by trial and error method, we can cover all the zeros with minimum number of lines. But there is a procedure to cover all zeros in a minimum number of lines. Now, by making use of that procedure, we can draw minimum number of line to cover all the 0. For that, we go to the earlier problem where we made an assignments. So, we will assign this 0, therefore, I will strike this one, then we made an assignment to this 0, then we made an assignment to this 0, then we will made assignment to this 0. So, consider that previous stage problem. Now, we have to put a tick mark for which any row does not have an assignment. So, in this effective matrix, if we observe, the first row has an assignment, third row has an assignment, fourth row has an assignment, fifth row has an assignment. So, in this effective matrix, the second row does not have any 0 assignment. So, in the corresponding row, we will put a tick mark. So, put a tick mark for any row which does not have an 0 assignment. In the ticked row, come to a column in which 0 is there. So, in the ticked row, 0 is here. So, in the corresponding column, you put a tick mark. So, first I will put a tick mark for a row in which that row does not have an assignment. In the ticked row, any 0 is there, in the corresponding column put a tick mark. In the ticked column, if any 0 assignment is made, in the corresponding row we have to put a tick mark. Now, in this ticked column, here 0 assignment is made. So, in the corresponding row I have to put the tick mark. In the ticked row, next I have to choose any 0 assignment, but nothing is there, therefore, we have to stop the process. So, to draw a minimum number of lines, first we have to choose any row which does not have an assignment. Here second row does not have an assignment, therefore, I will put a tick mark. In the ticked row, any 0 is there, in the corresponding column we will put a tick mark, therefore, in the fourth column I will put a tick mark. In the ticked column, any 0 assignment is there, put a tick mark, here 0 is assignment there. So, in the corresponding row put a tick mark. Now, you draw a line through unmarked rows. So, this is marked row, this is marked row. So, third row is unmarked, therefore, I will draw a line. Fourth row is unmarked, therefore, I draw a line. Fifth row I will draw a line because there is no mark. Then, in marked column we have to draw the lines. So, this is the only column marked, therefore, I have to draw a line. So, see, in this procedure, by making use of this procedure, we draw lines in which all the zeros are covered. So, this is the procedure in which we can cover all the 0 with minimum number of lines. So, now I will draw line which covers all the zeros with minimum number of lines. Now, in order to move to the optimum solution, now from all uncovered element we have to choose the minimum. Here the uncovered elements are these 6 elements and these 2 elements. So, these are the 8 uncovered elements. From all uncovered element we have to choose the minimum. Here from all the uncovered element the minimum is 1. So, in order to improve this solution as optimal solution, we have to subtract this one from all uncovered element. So, from this we have to subtract 1, from this element we have to subtract 1, from this we have to subtract 1, and from these 3 we have to subtract 1, and from these 2 elements we have to subtract 1. So, in order to improve further, choose the minimum from all uncovered element and subtract that uncovered element from this. Therefore, infinity minus 1 will get infinity, 1 minus 1 0, 3 minus 1 2, then 1 minus 1 0. Then here uncovered element is 1, 1 minus 1 0, infinity, 2 minus 1 1, and 1 minus 1 0. So, I will subtract the minimum 1 from all uncovered element. Now, in this effective matrix, some places have an intersection. Now, if you observe this place, it have an intersection where both the line intersect, and this places both the line intersect, and this places both the line intersect. So, these are the 3 places where we have an intersection. So, the place where we have intersection, you add this minimum. So, here our minimum is 1. So, in this intersection places we have to add, therefore, by adding 1 with this 2 we have 3. Therefore, in third row fourth place, you add that 1 with 2. So, that therefore, we will get 3. In this intersection place will infinity plus 1 will get infinity, then here 3 plus 1 4. So, from all the uncovered element we choose minimum which will be 1, where we have an intersection, we add that minimum, therefore 2 plus 1 3, that infinity plus 1 infinity, 3 plus 1 becomes 4. Then the remaining element we keep as it is. Here the remaining elements are this 0, this 0, these are all covered element, but doesn't have intersection, therefore we keep this element as it is. Then this is a covered element, therefore I can keep this element as it is, 2 1 infinity 3 0, and this is covered, therefore I can keep this element as it is. So 0 0 3 infinity 4, and these are all the elements covered, therefore we have 0 0 0. This is a place where we have intersection, therefore 3 plus 1 4, then infinity. So now we will get a new effective matrix, wherein which from all uncovered element I will choose the minimum, I will subtract that minimum from all uncovered element, and I will add that minimum where we have intersection, the remaining covered element as it is. Now for this effective matrix, again we have to make an assignment as we did earlier. Now we look into each and every row where a single assignment, single 0 is there. First row no single 0, second row there is no single 0, third row we have a single 0, therefore I will make an assignment to this 0. Now by assigning 0 to each and every row and each and every column, as we discussed earlier, we are getting this assignment. Now here number of assignment equal to 5 and number of rows equal to 5, therefore optimum solution is obtained. Now the optimum solution is nothing but for A goes to D, B goes to A, and C goes to E, D goes to B, E goes to C. Now by combining these things, we will get A goes to D, D goes to B, B goes to A, and C goes to E, E goes to C, and the optimum cost from the original table will get the corresponding cost as 15 units. Now we will get the optimum solution for this problem, but we doesn't have a closed to. See the thing, A goes to D, D goes to B, B goes to A, and another cycle C goes to E, E goes to C. Therefore here that constraints of travelling salesman problem is not attained. Though we obtain the optimal solutions, the travelling salesman problem is not solved. In such a case, now we have to improve these solutions. In order to improve the solutions, we have to choose the next minimum from this table. The next minimum in this table is 1. So we have to make an assignment for this 1. We have to make an assignment for this 1. If we made assignment for this 1, we cannot choose this one. Next, since it is a single 0, we should make an assignment, therefore we cannot do it. Then third row we cannot do it, fifth row we cannot do it. Then come to the column. In column, as we proceed earlier, if we make an assignment, we are getting this one, and if I assign this 0, we cannot assign this 0, therefore I can assign this 0. So here the optimal assignment is A goes to D and D goes to B and B goes to C and C goes to E and E goes to A. So now if you consider the route, it starts from A to D, D to B, B to C, C to E, E to A. So in this route all the cities are covered and exactly once, and the starting place is A and the ending place is A. So this route gives the optimum solution to the given problem, and the optimum cost, if we collect the corresponding cost from the original table, we will get the optimum cost as 16 units. Now in this table the minimum is 1, which occurs in 2 places. Now we choose this one. Instead of this one, we can choose this one also, and by making use of the same procedure, we will get the optimum cost as 16. So a travelling salesman problem is, a salesman has to visit all the n cities exactly once, and again he come back to the same cities in such a way that the total transportation cost is minimum. And a mathematical formulation of a transportation problem is minimize z equal to double summation dij xj, and the constraints summation xij equal to 1 I equal to 1 to n, summation I equal to 1 to n xij equal to 1, j varies 1 to n, xij takes the value 0, 1 and the tour should be a closed tour. Problem: solve the following traveling salesman problem so as to minimize the cost per cycle. There are a table is given. For this table, by solving transportation problem, obtain the optimal cost. Thank you.